Coming up on today's show, a Minnesota school shooting leaves 2 dead and 17 injured.
We'll meet South Bend School's new CTE principal.
And we'll tell you about a grassroots film festival taking place this weekend.
All this and more on Buzzing the Bend.
Hello, and welcome to the 8th season of Buzzing the Bend, Michiana's award-winning student news magazine. I'm Charlie Kriglier from John Adams High School.
And I'm Omari Williams, also from John Adams High School.
An armed assailant opened fire, killing 2 students and injuring 17 others at a Minnesota Catholic school during Mass on Wednesday. The attack on Annunciation Catholic School took place early Wednesday morning as kindergarten through 5th graders were gathered for an all-school mass to celebrate the beginning of the school year. The shooter, armed with at least 3 weapons, fired several shots through the stained glass windows, killing 2 children and injuring 17 others, including 14 kids and 3 adults.
My friend Victor saved me though, because he laid on top of me. But he got hit. Many
parents who had just dropped off their children were quickly alerted to the situation.
When we got home, she got again very anxious, but it's gonna be a new journey, something that we're gonna have to work, and we take this one day at a time. She just told us last night she really don't want to go back to school or to the church.
The shooter later took their own life behind the church. The individual, whom we've chosen not to name in order to deny them notoriety, was identified as a 23-year-old former student.
The dozens of officers that responded to this scene, many of them are deeply traumatized by what they saw, as are obviously all of the children, all of the staff members, Father Dennis, everyone who was at Mass this morning.
The shooting marks the 4th deadliest mass shooting in Minneapolis in less than 24 hours. Politicians from both sides of the aisle have come together with statements of condolences, this time saying thoughts and prayers are no longer enough when children are killed while praying.
Each and every one of us must commit to making this all mean something greater than just the words. We need to have true gun reform right now.
SBS-TV will keep you updated on what action may be taken to curb further incidents of violence in our schools and communities.
In light of this most recent attack on a school, the FBI has issued a list of things for people to be on the lookout for in order to keep our community safer. See something? Say something. Person is posting disturbing or threatening remarks on social media. Person jokes, often about taking out specific groups or individuals. Person's behavior changes drastically. They become more withdrawn and secretive. Person starts stockpiling weapons or buying several new ones at once. Seems obsessed with mass shootings or murders. Call 1-877-226-1026. Many times people have witnessed assailants' strange behavior prior to deadly events, but were afraid to say something because they didn't want to get anyone in trouble.
Homeland Security wants to assure those offering tips that reporting suspicious activity will not get anyone in trouble. It's better to report suspicious behavior than remain quiet. By doing so, you may save lives or even get the reported individual the help they need.
Washington High School is celebrating their new graduation rates. This past spring, the number of graduates was up 25% over the previous year. School administrators and counselors began combing through enrollment and attendance records. They also held one-on-one graduation meetings with seniors to make sure everyone was on track to graduate. Washington Principal Mr. G says that it really helped to have staff in the hallways, greeting kids daily and encouraging teachers and parents.
If you drive to school, the routes may be a little different this year with all the new road construction. The city is building 2 different bridges and has 10 different large road projects. The biggest project of note for South Bend School students is the area by Adams High School. Mishawaka Avenue between Longfellow and Emerson Avenues will be under construction until the end of September. During construction, Mishawaka Avenue will be down to one westbound lane, and the eastbound ramp from Eddy Street State Road 23 will be closed. Eastbound traffic will have to detour to Sample Street to Lincoln Way East to Twickenham Drive.
South Bend School's CTE program now has its own principal. Eli Bueno Pedraza recently met up with him to learn more about who he is and what he'll be doing.
What's your background with CTE? How did you get into it?
How to get into it? Well, my background in the district, I'll start with the school district, is I've been a teacher and an administrator in the district for a total of 26 years. I started as a teacher. I taught kindergarten through 8th grade, and then I was the union president for the teachers for about 8 years, and then I transferred into human resources, and I was in human HR for about 7 years. And so the opportunity came about to be a principal, which I'd never done before, in the career technical education, CTE program. And I really thought, it's time for a change, and it's time to do something different. And I was very excited about this opportunity. I've also, for the last 7 years, sat on the contact board, which is the board that governs the building of the house with the students. And through that, I just every year it piqued my interest in of just what our students are doing, what the community is doing, and working together.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you like when you're away from work?
When I'm away from work, so I like to travel. Definitely like to go places that I haven't been before. Road trips. I'm a big road tripper. I like to travel as far as get in the car and take about 2 weeks and see things and explore. So that's what I enjoy. Enjoy the movies. I love going to the movies. It's always been one of my favorite things to do.
Do you believe that CTE is better than just a regular in-person class, like school-wise?
I can't say it's better than any other in-person class, but I think what makes CTE special is the unique programs and the instructors that we have in those programs. We're able to take a class and really zero down into the great details, really go in depth into what is going on in our culinary program, for example. We're not just baking cookies. I mean, we're making full-fledged meals, 3-course meals, 4-course meals, what have you, and walking out of there with a skill set that I can, part of the program is to work in a restaurant while you're doing called the capstone. And so you're having that opportunity to work during the school day in the afternoon, while then you're also attending classes and finding your skills, cooking skills.
What are your the future plans for CTE?
Well, future plans, as the principal of the CTE programs here at the South Bend Community School Corporation, really looking forward to expanding the knowledge base to everybody that, hey, these are our CTE programs, these are the great things that we're offering, these are what our students are doing, and what wonderful experiences we have. Once we get that information out, then how can we support our students, our teachers, with the programs? What are their needs? Well, how can we expand our technology? How can we expand, say, woodshop? Or we need a new saw, or criminal justice. What are some things that they need that we could use in the classroom?
All right. Well, thank you for interviewing me.
Well, it's been my pleasure. Thank you.
Yep.
SBS-TV and WETL are proud to partner with the 22nd Annual Riverbend Film Festival in Goshen. The festival returns Thursday, August 28th through Saturday, the 30th. The event will fill the Goshen Theater with 3 days of films, panels, and filmmaker Q&As. The festival kicks off Thursday at 7:30 p.m. with Goshen College and Beyond, a free shorts block featuring work by local students filmmakers, including our own class film, Creepstream. Friday night features a special double bill, the new documentary, Strange Journey, the story of Rocky Horror, followed by a midnight screening of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Saturday's highlights include the indie feature Drink and Be Merry with a filmmaker Q&A, and the closing night event, test screening from horror screenwriter Stephen Susco, a Notre Dame graduate.
Our reporters Spirit Hopkins and Greg Harris sat down for a virtual interview with Mr. Susco to chat about his role in the festival.
So what got you into the Riverbend Film Festival?
Oh my gosh. Wow, so long ago. I think I might have met Tim or Dave Orvis when I was visiting, when I was back visiting Notre Dame. And and they mentioned the fest, and I think it was more fledgling back then. It was newer, and I just I went to college in South Bend, so obviously I was always really excited about being a part of a festival that was in that area. And I had always mentored students and kind of watched a lot of short films and try to kind of help people get some awareness of how to break in. When I was in college, there wasn't a lot of, we didn't have the internet, and there weren't a lot of alumni who had kind of gone into film. So I sort of loved the idea of just getting engaged and helping out. And back then it was in South Bend. I guess I moved to Goshen 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, just kind of through the community and through having spent some time in South Bend.
In what way do you think you may have incorporated your own life into your new movie test screening?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, it's it was sort of loosely based. So the characters are loosely based on characters that I knew growing up in the '80s. It was a very different time in rural Pennsylvania. So particularly outside of the city, there were sort of certain lifestyles that were just not considered acceptable. And, very, very different from now.
See.
So a couple of the characters that are in the story are sort of based on people that I knew that were gay and kind of couldn't be, couldn't really be gay, couldn't be outwardly gay. And it was sort of an excuse also to sort of comment on the world that we live in now.
Right.
A temporal lens, I guess you could say, through the lens of the '80s, and then sort of explore how we've come pretty far, but we still also have arguably some road to travel as far as rights and freedoms are concerned. So it was a nice excuse to sort of pursue a genre style that I wanted to try, but also to sort of explore an idea within that, and then use people from my own life as the templates.
We just want to say thank you for coming on here and talking to us and giving us some of your wisdom that you have about making films or even directing and writing them.
It was my pleasure. It was lovely talking to you both.
Yeah, it was great talking to you.
Okay.
Thanks, Greg and Spirit. Susco's film test screening will show at 8:55 Saturday evening, followed by a Q&A. For more information, visit their website below.
Fall sports are in full swing. Jacob Wallen and Jesse Brownlee bring you the latest in Sports Zone.
Hello, welcome to Sports Zone. I'm Jesse Brownlee.
And I'm Jacob Wallen. Today we'll be covering football at every level. We got high school, college, and national.
Starting it off, it was a rare undefeated night for the boys in South Bend. This past Friday, Adams, Riley, Washington, and St. Joe all won their football games in great fashion. Each school had statement wins scoring over 30 points.
This is the first time since the 2015 season that all 4 of these schools have won on the same night. It was also only the 3rd time in the past 30 years that all of these schools have won on the same night, with the other time happening in October of 1996, a night that the Clay Colonials also won.
That's right, the Riley Wildcats had a big win against Hammond Bishop Knoll 35-0. The Panthers ended up winning a huge statement game against them to start the season 31-0 against Hammond Central. The St. Joe Huskies matched up against Lakeland and won 36-6. And lastly, the Adams Eagles beat Culver Military Academy 35-7.
Speaking of the Adams Eagles, they just got a new athletic director in Colin Burns. He hopes to bring success to all of the sports programs and the energy to have that success. Besides that, college football is making its return, and Notre Dame is kicking its season off against the University of Miami. Although the home opener isn't until week 2 against Texas A&M, make sure to still show your support in any way you can. Have you heard anything about the NFL lately?
Yeah, Micah Parsons actually.
I heard that the Cowboys, they don't really want to pay him, but because he wants top of the line money.
Yeah, which that's actually pretty insane to me, because isn't he a pretty integral player to, their...
Yeah, he's one of the key pieces to their franchise in the up and coming years.
Have they treated any other player like this in the past?
I guess they almost did that to CeeDee Lamb last year. But, I heard about, Daniel Jones. He just got the starting position over Anthony Richardson, too, in Indianapolis.
Oh, wow. I can't believe that. How long has Anthony Richardson actually been with that organization?
It's been about like 2-3 years already, I think.
Wow.
But like Daniel Jones is his first year coming off the Giants. You know, they've had some rough couple years in the past.
Oh, wow. For them to replace Anthony, that's actually come as a huge surprise considering how long he's been there and the loyalty he's shown to the organization. So
Yeah, I guess he wasn't good enough. Then I heard that like Lamar Jackson, he had like an injury scare or something at practice, I think last week.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. He left practice early, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he didn't show up the next day.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's definitely concerning for the Ravens.
Yeah. And finally, WNBA star Caitlin Clark is Nike Basketball's newest signature athlete. Nike revealed her signature logo shoe on Monday, and as you can see, it features 2 interlocking C's. According to Nike, a smaller hidden C represents how Caitlin's game was built from the inside out, a product of her passion for the sport, relentless drive, and constant pursuit of perfection. The first t-shirt from Clark's logo collection will be dropped on Nike.com on September 1st. Nike will release Clark's signature collection of sportswear, including shoes, next year.
That wraps it up for Sports Zone.
Now back to the news desk.
Thank you, Jesse and Jacob. Finally, in a world where news can often be negative, we wanted to take time to share this positive story. It only takes a minute to help someone. Verity Wandell in suburban Brisbane, Australia's security camera caught her mailman doing something remarkable. He was dropping off a package when it started to rain. He noticed she had sheets hanging out to dry. He took the time to take them down and move them to a dry location. After Wandell shared the video, the two have become unlikely media stars appearing on several local news shows. The mailman says he's bewildered by the attention and only did what any good neighbor would do. Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of Buzz in the Bin. As always, be sure to click that subscribe button and tap the icon to get notified when we upload a new video.
And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Tune in to our 24/7 student radio station, WETL 91.7 FM, The Mix. I'm Traylon Kriglier.
And I'm Amari Williams. Have a great day.